One thing I love about what I'm doing is that I will flit from one thing to another, and I'll have a bit of a vein of stories writing. Then I'll go on. Pippa, you're free for a bit. I'm into connects at the moment. Model making. There we go over there. The Playmobil. Getting that sorted, and then just because of what going out on Monday, and buying the actual that Connect set, it took me down another road. And a funny thing happened actually. Emma actually came back off her holiday and said, "Guess what, Dad? Guess what?" Now I'm actually building a start to the Ferris wheel with the parts I got. And she goes, "I got something to show you." And she said, "Oh," she said, I just took when we was away in Bridport, I took a picture of a shop that had a Ferris wheel made out of Connects. I thought you'd like to see it, and you're building one." And some people would say, "Oh, it's an omen." Another thing happened. I was looking for parts, and I couldn't find them in the unit. And you've seen the unit, and suddenly they just appeared. And when I checked through them, parts that I needed were mixed up in boxes that I'd bought at different times, sometimes 10, 15 years apart, and I had to get everything I needed. Now, last night I spent 5 hours doing what I've done here, working out how to do it. But it's 5 hours of work that needs to be done to bring the Wonder Years back to life again. And so it's time well spent. And I'll show you now because I'm waffling. So basically, I've built the actual. I'm gonna have to bring it back because it's quite a. So it stands. I think it's 3.5 foot. That is. But what it'll do, you see, now the way it looks is to. I don't have to make it as structurally sound as it would be if it was just going to be standing there. So it's got a very thin base. But I think the thin base bit is absolutely fine because these bit down here, I'm going to actually drill those down onto the actual onto a baseboard, and it's going to be about 10 foot in the air anyway. And then when you add obviously add this bit, I'm just trying to get it on so you can see. Now this isn't finished yet. Now you can see that. Can you see the height? I'm going to just do like that. You can see that, and that's not even finished yet. That's actually got another. There's another 1.5 foot. Yeah, 1.5 foot on top of that. So it's going to look. Put that down. Absolutely huge when it's done. I hope it's going to work. I've got to work out. That's going to be where the thing comes in. I've got to work out the motor. The idea I did have at first is have the motor directly linked up here. That might be a problem. I think the best bet is if I had down the bottom with a little kick wheel, so the wheel would actually turn the thing. But the trouble is then I'd then have to this bit here at the edge, all that would have to be flat and a surface big enough for the wheel to run along it. So more work to do. But I reckon this is going to be. I've got a few more parts I have to get for the Ferris wheel, just because I'm building something that's so big. But by the time we get to probably about a week's time, 2 weeks' time, we will have the Ferris wheel actually built into parts, taken down to the unit, and ready to go when we get open again. And it's going to be something so dramatic. You walk in, you'll see the tower, you'll see the house, and then you'll see this up on the roof. You'll see this big massive Ferris wheel that will actually be 18 foot high from the ground from you looking at it. So it will look really impressive. Anyway, I'm waffling now. It's my day off today again, so see what we can find today. See if anything exciting. Anyway, so I'm waffling now, so it's time to say goodbye.